Yo, what's up YouTube fam? This is your boy C-Spec Kurt, and I'm coming back to you, man, with another install video. This video right here though is different because on the previous video that I did was an install. It was with my THinkware Dash cam. Well, with this video, we're doing it on another vehicle. We have taken this camera out of the Mercedes and we're putting it into the Audi. This is the Audi RS7, and I'm just gonna give you a quick run through on how to get this baby mounted up in your car, man. It doesn't take long at all. Very simple. You get the installation kit, hardwire installation kit. It makes it a breeze. Okay, you just plug that baby into the side of the dashboard, into the fuse block, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and get to it. This is the THinkware Dash Cam Q800 Pro 2.7K. Yeah, 1440p QHD Sony XMR Starvis. Yeah, THinkware Cloud app. Awesome camera, 1440p. I could have swore this was shot 2.7, but let's get to it. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come into the vehicle and we're gonna map out where our wire needs to be, which is right over here is where I'm gonna mount my camera. So I went ahead and ran my wire up to about that point and use a flat tip screwdriver to get right up here in the headliner, just to pull it down just a tiny bit, just enough to squeeze this wire behind it. You don't need to remove any of this stuff. And I popped this out right here with a flat tip screwdriver, and behind it was a hex screw. I was able to use my flat tip, or you can grab the correct tube and a hex tool and remove it. Actually, we got that removed, and then I was able to pull this out just at the top a little bit after removing that screw. Just enough so that when I got my wire ran across here, I could feed it through here behind the airbag. You don't want to feed it in front of your airbag. That's your airbag in there. It's not going to go off unless it's triggered by the sensor that's supposed to set it off. So have no worries there. I pulled this out just enough so that I can get up in there, get access in there. There's more clips down here, but I don't want to pop them out because I'm not sure the manner in which they don't come loose, and I don't want to damage them. So, but this is all you need. You just need to get the front up here where you can get the wire. All right, push it behind the airbag there, right behind there. I'm gonna pull it out on the other side, and then we're gonna run it down here, straight to this power distribution panel. All right, this here is your fuse block, fuse terminals, where all your fuses are located at, and right there we're gonna find our switch power. We're going to find our constant power, and we're going to find our ground power, which is somewhere right here on the frame. Going to get all of that stuff set up, and that's going to give us what we need in order to have our camera run 24/7, which is what you need to have security around the clock. All right, so let's go ahead and get that done. I'm gonna grab my test light. You're gonna need a test light or a multimeter, something that you can use to measure voltage. Easier with a test light, just prong each one to determine whether it's hot or not hot. And that's how I'm gonna go about finding my constant and my switch voltage. So stay tuned. All right, YouTube, so check it out again. This right here is our hardwire kit. Pretty much it's just a little harness that plugs into the side of the dash cam, and it has your three main wires, your power sources. Your yellow wire requires a 12-volt constant power source. Your red wire requires a 12-volt switch power source. And your black wire requires a ground, which is a 12-volt ground. You may notice that, let's see, they're about the same. The red wire is a little thicker, but the yellow wire is the constant and the red is the switched. So let's look in here and see if we can find our 12-volt constant. And that appears to be a constant right there. Just have to verify that my ignition was turned off all the way. I don't want to get fooled into thinking I got a constant when it's not. Yeah, that's definitely a constant. Okay. Looks like everything on this side is switched. Everything over here must be constant. All right. All right, so we got an empty spot here. I'm just gonna slide that yellow one right there in that empty slot. We can use it. No need to have to worry about getting behind a fuse or anything like that. So I got my yellow wire in there. I got a spot here I can check to make sure. There we go, my constant right there. And I need to find me a 12 volt switch source. All right, so let's check over here. As we see here, we're getting nothing right now. So let's turn this switch on. All right, now we got 12 volts there. Let's turn it off. No longer have 12 volts, so that's definitely going to be the location of my choice. I'm gonna slide this terminal right up in there, gang. And as you can see, this is very easy. It's not hard at all. All right, there we go. Let's cover that back up. Now we should have our 12 volts. There we go, we got our 12 volts. There is our switch power. So we're gonna close up this fuse holder here. All right, gang, so far we have everything installed with the exception of our negative power source. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen this here. As you can see, there is a nut over a body panel bolt. I'm gonna loosen that, and I'm gonna put this right up under it and tighten it back up. So let's get to it. Right now, let's go ahead and get this negative power source connected. I got a 13 millimeter. That's what you're gonna need to loosen up this body bolt that goes into a negative source. But before we go diving into that, let's go ahead and confirm that it's a good ground, okay? And we're gonna do that by gripping onto this fuse right here, which is a confirmed 12 volt source. And then I'm gonna turn on my switch power to make sure I got power to that. Then I'm gonna touch my ground. It's gonna tell me if it's a good ground. And as you can see, it's a good ground. It completes the circuit. And we're gonna go ahead and continue on with our install, okay? So let's go ahead and put our fuse cover back in place. Wanna make sure we don't have any issues with that. All right, so that's done. We're gonna go ahead and loosen up this 13 millimeter connection bolt, and we're gonna go ahead and get our ground in place. And you don't have to take it all the way loose, gang. You just gotta take it loose enough just to slide the bracket, the terminal connector behind it, okay? Keep that in mind. Slide the terminal connector behind it and you are good to go. So again, as you can see, we got our ground in place right there. All right, that's our ground. That's our 13 millimeter body chassis bolt, and it was tested as you saw, and we do have a 12 volt source right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this tightened up. So that we can continue on with the install. Okay, so let's go ahead and tighten this back up. You may need to hold it in place. All right, guys, so it's nice and tight and it's not going anywhere. So we are good in that department. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and put all this extra wiring on the back side of this fuse terminal block, because we don't need all that out, and we want to see all that when we have to go into our terminal block. So let's go ahead and position this to get it back installed. Excuse me. That goes like that. That goes like so. Now this right here, in case I'm sure you didn't see when I took it out, but you have to. I'll show you how to go about getting it out. All right, that's how you get that out. All right, so in case you missed it, the way that you get this fuse box out, you press in this little tab and then you give it a twist. After you get the tab pressed in, you twist it at the same time to free it from this position, and then it pivots on this, allowing you to get this removed from here. So I pivoted it with this going behind on the inside, and then I pulled it down, which was freeing this from this bracket, and then you're able to pull it all the way out. All right, so we got all of that done. These wires here, they're just gonna get tucked under right here, because we don't need them to be all out and exposed. Just gonna tuck them right here behind the dash, and then we're gonna go about running our wire the way that we want it to be ran. In this situation, I'm gonna run it like this. But it's a good idea that you can run it from the destination and then just leave all the excess wire right where you're at, right near the fuse terminal, so you're not having to tuck all that extra wire anywhere else. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm using my flat tip screwdriver. I'm just gonna go along here. I'm gonna hide my wire in the pillar right here. And tuck it all in there. All right. And then we're gonna run it on down. Hopefully behind here, yeah, just like that. Yeah, that tucks in, that goes in there behind like so. So, just pull it out and slide it down. As you can see, easy breezy. I'm gonna bring this on down here, and that's gonna go in the back side of the pillar cover. As you can see, that's tucked away under there nice and neat. That's how it's gonna go when we finish. But this is our wire here, so we're gonna go ahead and tuck all of that right here behind the fuse panel. Get it out of our way, clean it up a bit. As you can see, voila, everything is gone. And what I'm gonna do real quick is I gotta put some electrical tape over this open that I had in my constant wire. So let me get that taken care of. All right, check it out, gang. Check it out, check it out. As you can see, we got everything cleaned up, got all the wires installed, got my cover back over my fuse panel. Fuse panel's installed. Everything checks out. So at this point, we can go ahead and reinstall our fuse cover, because there's no reason to go in here any further, as we have completed all tasks required for our power to be connected in here. So let's go ahead and snap that cover back in place. Voila, that is done. At this point, we just need to go ahead and re-secure our pillar cover, which is right up here. Oh goodness, that was going like timber. We don't want that to happen, gang. Do not want that to happen. All right, so snap that in. One of those snapped out of there, and that's nice and secure. All right, so yeah, when you loosen it up, you have to tug on this. It's not gonna come free. You got little snap type holders in there. You're gonna have to pry on it a little bit to snap it out of place. All right, so I'm gonna re-secure my screw right here, which is behind the airbag tab. Just pop the airbag tab out with a little flat tip screwdriver, which is how you get your access in there. Now we can tighten it up. I'm just gonna pry this in between this. There's no need to remove this cover. We can easily just press our wire without poking our wire. We can easily press it in between the two. Push it in there, which is gonna conceal it. So right now, it is hitting up here. You don't see anything other than when it comes out the other side over here. So we have our wire hanging here, and at this point we can go ahead and get our location for our adhesive backing. That's what you're going to want to adhere to this windshield first, and you want to make sure before applying it that you're applying it the right direction. All right, so as you can see, it slides off, it locks on this way, it slides off that way. So that is the way that we want it to go, sliding away from the center. If it slides toward the center, it's going to hit this. So put your camera up here where you think is a good location for it. Now keep in mind of obstacles that may obstruct the view of your camera. Let's go ahead and connect our camera and see if we can get a visual of it from inside of the app. All right, gang, check it out. It's that easy. We just connected to the THinkware dash cam using the THinkware Cloud application, and it's very easy to do. All you got to do is go to the THinkware Cloud app and follow the instructions provided to you on the application and connect via mobile hotspot. Was the way that I went, and it worked out very easy. So now we're going to just position. I'm going to position it in the dash so that we can see what's the best location as far as mounting. All right, gang, so we're mounting the dash camera up here. Let's see what's the best optimal location where we don't have any obstructions from anything in the car. All right, so this location here looks perfect. I'm gonna grab my slider here.
Insufficient storage space for event recording. Insufficient storage space for event recording.
All right, gang, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just removing the adhesive backing off the back of my pad and preparing it for installation to the glass. let's get to it. I'm double checking real quick one more time. Just making sure this is where I want it. I'm trying to avoid from getting anything extra in my visual. And keep in mind, you will be able to adjust the camera as well, so don't worry too much. So let me go ahead and
Insufficient storage space for event recording.
place my camera.
Insufficient storage space for event recording.
All right, it's lightly attached. Oh, that's perfect. All right, and I can still tilt my camera down if needed. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So I'm just checking my angling, the angles that I can take advantage of with my camera. Now I'm going to make sure I apply this adhesive to my windshield.
Insufficient storage space for event recording.
Let's walk around here and look at the front. It's about to start raining. Oh, my headlight's on. I need to turn it off. I'm gonna have some other problems. Yeah, so that's what my dash cam is gonna be. You can see the adhesive backing right there. Looking good, looking good. Yo, what's up YouTube fam? We got the camera installed. Everything is working peachy. I was checking the website out. There's currently an issue with the application where it doesn't connect seamlessly all the time with the new Android update. So they're working on that. I'm having problems getting it to reconnect. It's sitting here forever trying to get it to reconnect. Every time I turn the Wi-Fi on, the app won't open, so it's crazy. And sometimes it will open and allow me to connect, and sometimes it won't. It's crazy, but anyway, gang, we got the camera installed, as you can see. Everything looks good here, no issues. All right, so all is well. We got our cable ran right there. What I could do differently is get some more slack in this cable, pull it up so that we can get our cable coming straight out from here and going straight there, so you don't have any of this crossing over, which is what I'm going to end up doing also. So just want to bring that to you, let you know that everything turned out great. I hope you enjoyed the video though. This is your boy C-Spec Kurt. In the meantime, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, and we're gonna be back with some more stuff, man. Stay tuned for more. This is your boy and I'm out of here. Peace.